Hello there, all you wonderful, beautiful ladies and gentlemen of the internet. It's me again, Dangerous here, bringing you another fun discussion topic video. This might be my last little recording video like this for a while, where I just talk in front of a couple pictures. Well, I'm gonna put some more editing this one than I have the other two. Like my Dragon Ball Z and Halo video, but yeah, today I want to talk about something very special and sacred to me. That is, of course, the EarthBound Mother series, or trilogy, I should say. It's a wonderful gaming franchise, my favorite ever from Nintendo. My second favorite game of all time, actually. This is my second favorite game series, or game in general of all time. Mother 2 and Mother 3, Mother 1, 2, and 3, and of course, then there's Undertale, which is its own thing. But yeah, I love all four of those games. It's kind of the same. It's complicated, but you need to play them to understand. I can't really pick one as my favorite. They're very emotional games, for sure. They're all about capturing the heart of what's inside your soul and all that stuff, and bringing out the kid in you, but so much more than that. It doesn't matter if you're a kid or an adult, you can enjoy those games and get something out of it, something emotionally strong out of it. And now, yeah, I want to talk about this because I feel like this franchise definitely needs more of a limelight. It definitely needs more. It has all the attention it can get, but it needs way more. And funnily enough, before I really get into this topic too much, there are already 2 EarthBound movies, or Mother films. And I'm not talking about the ones that have nothing to do with Nintendo, because there are 2 EarthBound movies that have nothing to do with this IP, which is weird, but they do exist, and they have nothing to do with Mother. Or like NES, Nintendo, Lucas, Smash Brothers, or Nintendo, or anything. They're just their own thing, and it's just kind of funny. But no, outside of those 2 weird movies, there are 2 even weirder movies, in a good way, made by fans, called Mother to Earth, which I've seen it and I have it digitally, and then this movie I have physically, EarthBound USA. Yes, and they're both really damn good. They're about the stories of the fan base, how, they love the Mother series and everything, and then why they're important. I've only seen Mother to Earth once, and I believe the narrative was told with, Muppets or puppets. It was really fun. It was. And they're both live-action movies. They're both filmed with, real people, and they're both just story movies. They're not really, they're both about, the franchise, not like an actual, narrative adaptation of the game. That's what I'm talking about. I want a narrative adaptation of the game and put onto film. And now, I would die happy having this, with all the fan animations we have and stuff. That's fine, that is enough for me. But oh my god, I would just absolutely love it if, we got an actual Mother or EarthBound film, animated movie specifically. Yeah, of course. Now, yeah, I do want to get into this and talk about this. If you've never played these games before, you're seriously missing out. You might think, oh, they're dated, they're not very good, they don't hold very well. Look, to that, I kind of say bullshit. Especially for Mother 1, which is the one that gets the most flack, considering that's the oldest in the franchise, and it is the most dated. Sure, of course it is. I'm not gonna here to fully disagree with you on that, but you have to keep in mind that is Shigeru Miyamoto's favorite game on the Famicom. Yes, the father and creator of Super Mario. The father of Mario and Zelda. Okay, the guy that made the Mario Brothers franchise. I think I made that very clear. Said 4 times in a row already. His favorite game on the original Nintendo Entertainment System, aka the Famicom in Japan, is the original Mother 1. It's my favorite game too. I like it more than Zelda 1. I like it more than Final Fantasy 1. It's my favorite game on that system. It's the best game on that system in my opinion. Each Mother game are the best games on their respective consoles. Ever. In my opinion, yes. Which is a very hot topic thing to say, but I don't care. I love Chrono Trigger. I love Final Fantasy 3. I love a lot of Game Boy Advance games, but I'm going to tell you right now, those are the best games on those platforms, especially Mother 3. That game is not like any other ever made. It's more than just a game, which is a cliched thing to say, I know. But for Mother 3's case, you really feel like this is something that I can't believe a human being made. It's insane how much that game gets to your soul. It is. It's crazy. It touches you in ways, spiritually, that you never thought that a product ever could. It's hard to fathom. It really is. I made a whole video about that, and it does more than just make you cry. It really brings out your emotions intensely. It does. which I never thought that was going to happen when I was playing that game. Yeah, Mother 3 is quite an experience, and I just drink some water, excuse me. They all are, and I'm not here to advise you to skip around if you haven't played them before. No, I highly advise you to play them in order release, because they all kind of connect. I guess you could just play EarthBound first, like I did. So the way I did is I played EarthBound first on the Wii U Virtual Console, the whole game. It's a long game. It's the longest one of all three of them. Mother 2 EarthBound is definitely the longest one. And then I went back a few years after that. This is back in 2015 when I got into the franchise on the Wii U. And I got EarthBound Beginnings in the Wii U, and I didn't really get into it. And then I thought to myself, I want these games physically in English. I'm just going to buy reproductions of them. So I did for the Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and Game Boy Advance respectively. I have reproductions of all three of them physically. And I played through all three of them in time and order, and it was quite an experience. Oh yeah, these games are special. They are. Now, let's stay in topic here. If we do a movie of this beloved game, how would it be, and who would it be by? First of all, I think for sure Shigesato Itoi, the creator of the Mother franchise, should absolutely have a huge hand in this. He should be the director or something. He should be at least the guiding force. He absolutely should have a hand in it. He's already multi-talented, and he's a humongous iconic figure in Japan, kind of like how Tom Hanks is here in America. Like I would say Itoi is equally as popular or big in Japan as Tom Hanks is here. I don't know, but he's pretty big. He's a pretty big public figure in entertainment. He is. And so, yeah, pretty much. His influence would definitely matter for this film. If he's not on board, then you kind of already lost, in my opinion. And of course, okay, obviously, if you read the video, and I feel like a movie like this should happen, but when and how? Well, honestly, any timing will be good, but if Nintendo's busy working on other film properties at the moment, and properties in general, it's fine. It doesn't matter how long it takes if it ever happens. And I don't even know if Nintendo should heavily be the ones. I think just their name alone should be attached to the film, and just let the Mother team, or specifically Itoi, do his magic with this idea. Give him the money for it and let him make this movie how he wants to make it, and I think you're good to go. If he even wants to make an EarthBound film. I have no idea if he does. If he doesn't, then, oh, well, that would be a bummer. But here's my idea. I think no matter what, this film should potentially be stop-motion animated, or at least CG'd to be stop-motion animated. I've always figured that Mother in 3D, in like a three-dimensional space, whether it be a video game or a film or a TV show, should always be it should be stop-motion, no matter what. It should be like claymation figures. It should be or puppets in stop-motion animation. Kind of like, yeah, like Wallace and Gromit. I forgot the studio's name. But, or think more so along the lines of Kirby and I think it's called the Rainbow Curse, that game on Wii U. As soon as I saw that, I was like, that's what I want for Mother. That's what I want for EarthBound in 3D. I wanted it to have that kind of idea. Like it's like a claymation. I think it's Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. I think so. It's that Kirby game on the Wii U when he's turning into clay. And so it's a crying shame you don't have that for Mother. It really is. The series is severely underrated. Of course it is. And I'm here to tell y'all that it deserves all the love it gets and so much more. So, I don't know if Nintendo should be the ones to work on it or not, but I do think the film should definitely be stop-motion animated. And I think the first film that they ever do come out of the gates with and animate it is Mother 2, EarthBound. Yes, and of course call it EarthBound the movie. And I think their follow-up film should maybe be EarthBound Beginnings, like a prequel film, and then move on to making a Mother 3 film. Which call it EarthBound Endings, maybe / Mother 3 EarthBound Endings as a subtitle. So they could call it that, because that movie, if you play the game, okay, that game, its story, it ends off with the entire world ending. Spoiler alert. And I'm sorry, these games are over 20 years old. Okay, so I'm just saying, but that is how the game ends. But there's so much more to it than that. There is, and it's an experience you're never going to forget. Mother 3. I haven't remembered all the characters' names, maybe, but I haven't forgotten them. I haven't forgotten how much that game has impacted me. It's very special to me, and to, I'm sure, anyone who's played it. It's kind of hard to put into words, unless if you, it's all about emotions, you know, and so much more. It really, really is. It really, really is. And yes, of course, these games are special, magical, and I really want a remake of the games too. I hope it happens, but I think a movie would do so well as well. I really do think so, especially if it's marketed right, and if it's like one of those films that's like not like your average kids film. Of course, it needs to be like, damn, this is not really a movie for kids. This is like for like adults too. Kind of like the same spirit, I guess you could say, as something like The Iron Giant or The Secret of Nim even. But it's, again, more not just like a dark film. No, EarthBound's not just dark. There's more to it than that. It's got a certain feel to it that really gets to you, that gets to your feelings. And if this movie can carry on to that, it needs to like have perfect pacing. It can't be too rushed. It can't be too slow. It can't be, again, it cannot be like your average kids film. This cannot be like what you may expect. It's gotta be really good. It needs to be like really good. Like the last animated family film or kids film I saw that like really got to my soul, I would say, is the Wild Robot, which that came out not too long ago, and it was pretty good. I really liked it. I cried more times than I thought I was going to in that movie. It was good. It was good. I'm not saying Mother Has to be like that movie, but that's a good movie. That's like, it may be for kids, but you can tell this film's also for adults, and that's what we need from a Mother movie. And yeah, and I bet you it would blow people's expectations away from what they may expect from a title called EarthBound. So, because the game already does that. It's as long as you just adapt that story, you should be good to go. I don't think it'd be hard to do. You know, I can see it working in like a 2-hour film. I absolutely could. Maybe an hour and a half. You know, you have to like speed up some sections, like the desert part or summers maybe, but overall though, as long as you like focus on the key elements of the story, I think you should be good to go with an hour and a half film. You know, Magic Hint, you know, that needs to be like the biggest part of the whole film. That needs to be like the most important like moment in the whole movie, because it's the most important moment in the entire Magic Hint section. I would argue with you is the most important point in the whole game. And then there's the finale with Gygas. That would give it an R rating. I mean, holy shit, holy fuck, it is a messed up ending. Like the visuals, I mean, you're going up like, debatably it looks like intestines or something, and then you kill like I don't want to get too much into it, but I don't know what you're fighting, but people have theorized it's Gygas as a fetus, as like a child, and it's possible it is him. Like, it is possible, it is, but yeah, no, it's interesting for sure. Like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, could that give it a PG-13 to R rating? Like, in today's time, I think so, yes. But they may have to change the. I don't want them to change that. I really don't want them to change that too much. But like, maybe remove like the fetus image. You know, just make it like black and red and like cloudy, and then you're good to go. But the intro though, when you fight Porky or Pokey, and then it's like, you know, Ness's face and everything, that shit is dark. That is like R-rated material right there. So, gee, I don't know, like, if they can do that or not. But we'll have to wait and see if this even happens. Like, this is just all speculation. This is just me being a fan talking about this. You know, I want this to be real. And yes, of course, if it was, and then they took my ideas, it would, you know, it's my ideas, but it's not my property. So at the same time, it's like, I'm fine with them doing anything I say on the internet. They have my consent. I'm not going to go after them. I'm not going to ask for money. I'm not going to be like, hey, you took my idea. No, I want them to take my idea. I want them to take my imagination and put it on the big screen, you know? I just saw this really... I don't support or admire AI. I don't. But, you know, for Mother and EarthBound, it's rare whenever it gets something kind of, like, great from anything. Because, like, okay, that's not fully true. Okay, well, it is. But, like, when the fans make some great shit, they make some great shit. So I saw an AI-generated Panasonic 50 Dark, or Panasonic 50, I think it's called, EarthBound movie trailer. And I genuinely enjoyed it. It was good. But the comments, man, you know, people are just like, it's a shame this is AI. And if you're clean. I should have picked up on the microphone. If I remember to have got it, I gotta remove that. But people in the comments were saying, you know, oh man, it shouldn't be AI. It's a shame it's AI. It's and I'm like, yeah, no, they're right. They're right. Absolutely, they're absolutely right. EarthBound Mother 2 movie trailer, 1950s Super Panavision 70. Yeah, no, it looked cool. It did, but it's AI. So you know, we don't really want that. I hope this ever comes out. I want EarthBound to have a movie that was made with soul, not AI. I agree, 100%. Yes, I do. Oh, they made that Undertale one. I need to see that later. But I think it's interesting, you know, that this stuff exists. But you know, it is AI. It's not official. It's not real. But I say, you know, if it works, I guess it's fine. And if it's fan made, I guess it's fine. But if it's like an official licensed product that, you know, is expected to make money, I don't think you should use AI. You should absolutely use talented artists that deserve to be paid for that. Yes, of course. But if it's completely for free on the internet and you're not getting paid for shit by doing it, it's very controversial. But I say if you want to use AI, it's not my call to make. It's your call to make. So whatever. As long as the result is something spectacular, I think it would be worth it. But again, that's not to say I like or support it. But it's whatever. But yeah, please play these games if you haven't. However you can. Obviously, I can't say support piracy, but it's art. And I say, if it's a product that you're interested in experiencing, and it's a piece of art, and you don't have any way to really, like, financially afford it, experience it however it is that you can. And if you love that said product enough, consider buying it. That's what I do. Because when I was a kid, there was something that existed called renting. That doesn't really exist anymore. So how the hell can you experience anything without that being an option nowadays? The only other option you have is piracy. But, you know what I mean? Like, Blockbuster is gone. You know, GameFly, sure, that exists, but that's a subscription service, and not everybody wants to really pertain to that. So, yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. Man, I fucking miss how things used to be sometimes. I really do. You know, really, really do. And, of course, I don't think this movie should be modernized. I think it should take place in the 90s. Just like I think it should be as sacred and faithful to the source material as much as you possibly can be. Please no smartphones. You know, we just make it like how it was back in the day. Like, I know that might be confusing to kids, but like, us the hardcore fans will absolutely understand. And you know, every parent out there can explain to their kid like how things used to be. Like, come on, like if it's supposed to be in the 90s, like make it in the damn 90s, you know, in the year 1990X. That's when the game takes place. Just do it. Like, it'd be so charming to like do that. Like, make it as faithful as you possibly can, and then you're good to go. Kind of hope it happens. You know, I really, really do. And maybe start with Mother 1 and make it in the 80s. I don't know. Like, I think that'd be great as well. If you just do Mother 1 first, make it like a short hour and a half, 15-minute film. Maybe a bit longer than that, obviously. But I can see that working too. So, yeah, no, I think Mother 1 has potential to be a great first film. I do. Plus, it'll give a lot of people insight to actually play through the game and experience the story and see how much it matches up to the game if they do it successfully, because that game is hard to play through. I'm not going to deny that it isn't. But if you just grind up to level 10 in the beginning of the game, the rest of it's a cinch. The rest of it's not that bad. It's a pretty relatively normal-esque game to get through as long as you have a guide with you and you're at level 10. The rest of the game will not be that challenging at all. It'll be like, okay, this is some normal stuff right here, but you do need a guide. Then it's definitely good to go. Yeah, like it is a little grindy at first, but trust me, it's totally worth it. Mother 2 is also kind of like that, but you know, Mother 3, that game is not really about grinding or leveling up at all. It's about experiencing what you're experiencing. That's what that game is truly about. It's about so much more than just the leveling up system. It really, really, really is. Holy shit, that game is a masterpiece. It is the best game ever in Game Boy Advance. It doesn't matter. I don't care what anybody else has to say about that. It is. Like, there's just no doubt about that. Mother 3 is the best game ever on Game Boy Advance. If we're talking about games made for that platform, that is the #1 best game. I don't care if you played it or not. It is the #1 best game on that system. Now, dying that hill. There's no denying that. You could argue with me that Chrono Trigger or Final Fantasy 6 or 3 or 6 should be, or even Super Mario World or Yoshi's Island or whatever, or Donkey Kong Country. You know, there's so many Super Nintendo games you can argue with me that deserve to be #1 over EarthBound, but I don't care. I still think EarthBound should be #1, and especially or Mother 2, and especially Mother 3 on the Game Boy Advance. Absolutely yes. You know, for the Super Nintendo, I would give you some more legroom in those games, but for this Game Boy Advance, Mother 3 just crushes every game on this system. It's just so... a little tiny Game Boy Advance game. You know, I never thought that this little tiny game, a little tiny Game Boy Advance, and playing on my Game Boy player on the GameCube, would affect me the way it did. But it did. And you know, the tagline, it's very true. It's very synonymous and iconic and true to the game. No crying till the end. You might not know what those words mean until you actually finish the game. Like, I'm not talking about watching video on YouTube. I'm not talking about like the spoilers. I'm not talking about skipping the game. And I know earlier it's like, oh, it's old, so spoils my ass. But like, there's just some things that are just sacred that you definitely need to experience for yourself. And this game is all about that. I'm talking about Mother 3. Mother 3 specifically. Please play EarthBound if you haven't before. It's a great franchise. Very beloved by all. My second favorite gaming series and game of all time, next to the Shenmue franchise. And Panzer Dragoon. Panzer Dragoon is fucking awesome, but there's Panzer Dragoon and Shenmue, and then there's EarthBound. Like, the top 3 best gaming franchises I've ever experienced. They're so good. They're so good. They're so good. Alright, guys, that's a great one. No, you know what? They're more than good. They're underrated masterpieces that really should have blown up, but they never truly got the chance to, did they? No. Yeah, a Shenmue, Panzer Dragoon, and in the Mother series. Like, all 3 of these franchises are the most underrated in gaming that deserve so much more attention and love. So much more from everyone. Like they deserve to be bigger than the likes of Zelda. I'm being fucking serious. Like 1,000% serious. And you might be, whoa, that's a little much. I don't give a damn. Like, they deserve it. 100%. And it's all due to poor marketing. That's a big hint of why those franchises, all 3 of them, are just left in the dust. But I always love them. I'll always see them as the best gaming has to offer. Because they truly are. And you can't argue with me that that's not true unless if you played these games and finish them yourselves. This has been Daniel Andrus signing off, and have a good one. Take care. Peace out. Hopefully we get an EarthBound Mother movie soon. Goodbye.